I have something really nice to show you today. Once, well, a bit over 9 months ago, a Japanese exchange student called Gran Seiko was out and about partying in China and met a beautiful young Swiss girl called Oyster Perpetual. And after a carefree and careless night, where they went to various bars and then ultimately the dancing and then on to somewhere else, they parted company. But some time later, what's in this box was born. Let me show you what's here. Addiesdive have made a watch that's not a diver, and this is a completely original watch, but it does have styling cues from the two aforementioned watches that I was talking about. But this is not a homage watch. This is an entirely original piece of almost impossible to open plastic protective box, and inside we have this. What a little beauty. Have a look at that dial. Have a look at that sweeping seconds hand. Now this is not an automatic movement or a manual wound movement. This is a quartz movement. It's a Seiko VK Mecha quartz movement. Now it ticks 4 times a second, which gives the illusion of a sweeping seconds hand. Although to be honest, it's quite jerky when you compare it to a sort of high beat mechanical movement, but it's not bad at all. And with this nice accurate Seiko quartz movement and this beautiful styling, I think Addiesdive have come up with something really good. Now I'll show you what else you get in the box. A tool for dealing with the strap, a user manual, which in a watch with no complications at all is a bit surplus to requirements, a warranty card, which does have a serial number on it, but as usual, unsigned, unstamped, so not really worth much. Decorative item only. And a little tag that was in the watch, which was also covered in a lot of polythene protective coverings. But there you go. So let's weigh this watch now. "98 grams. So the watch is quite light, probably mostly down to its diminutive size, and the construction of the bracelet's quite lightweight considering it has solid steel links. Okay, the dimensions of the watch. Now the width across the widest diagonal is 36.87 millimeters. The lug to lug is 45.83 millimeters. But unfortunately the lug width is one of the first downfalls of this watch because it's a 19 millimeter. So it'll be a little bit difficult to get straps for it. Now assuming that you're wanting this on leather, that won't be too difficult. You can usually squeeze a 20 millimeter strap onto a 19 millimeter lug width, and 19 millimeter wide straps are available. But it is a bit of a nuisance because most of us have 20 millimeter straps kicking around if we've got a reasonable sized watch collection. The thickness of the watch, taking into account this lovely domed crystal, is 11.12 millimeters. So all in all, it's a lovely small watch with dimensions that harken back to, well, an earlier time. Okay, I've opened up the bracelet so we can have a proper look at the case back now. Now the case back actually feels quite sharply engraved, and it's a nice engraving job. But unfortunately, as is the case for quite a few of the watches on AliExpress from our friends in China, what's written on the back is a big pile of steaming garbage. This watch is most definitely not a dive watch. However, if we have a look on the back, we can see all this diving iconography with the Addiesdive logo. Now I can forgive that, that's their logo, that's fine. But if you read round about the outside, all stainless steel, that's fine, that's really good to know. Deepseahunter, sport diving, divers 100 metres, Addiesdive. Now, yes, it's 100 metres water resistant. I don't have any reason to disbelieve them on this, but this is not a diving watch of any sort of description. Really, you have to like think about it and go, and take what they put on the back of these watches, or sometimes even on the front of these watches, with a pinch of salt. But what we can see on a more positive note is that the brushing is of quite nice quality, even on the underside of the case here. In fact, it's a very good quality. This is a really nicely finished watch. You can see the solid end links, albeit they're 19mm lug width, but the links on the bracelet are solid, and the end links are solid. So, top marks to Addiesdive for construction, quite bad marks for phrasing. On the front of the watch we can see Addiesdive, again their big logo, and that's fine, but calling this watch a Deepseahunter is questionable. We can see this lovely dial, this beautiful sand dune effect, and what the camera might or might not be picking up on well is that the actual texture of the dial surface does look like little grains of sand or something, minuscule grains of sand. It's a very, very beautiful dial. It's one of the nicest dials I've ever seen, actually. To be fair to them, they've done a really, really good job here. It's just a pity they had to call the damn thing a Deepseahunter. Now, if you have a look at those lovely dolphin hands, they're really nicely executed, and they're the perfect length for the dial. You see the minute hand is just about touching the chapter ring, and the hour hand just about touches the indices. The applied indices are beautifully executed, really, really nice, and everything lines up all right. This isn't one of these ones where you suddenly spot something that's been stuck on wrong and it sort of sticks in your head forever. You can see the brushing on the lugs there, the sort of circular brushing. The nice glossy finish to the bezel. The way the domed crystal distorts, which some people love, some people like me, and other people hate, but you pays your money and you takes your choice with these things. I much prefer a crystal like this to a flat crystal. Now, unfortunately, it is not a sapphire crystal, it's a mineral glass crystal. But I've had a lot of good experiences with mineral glass crystals before. At this price point, I don't think that that's outrageous. So I think we should give them every kudos for a good effort, well executed. The watch is really nicely finished, and you can see those lug tips point down beautifully. The case shape is lovely. All in all, absolutely top marks for the finishing of this watch. Really, really good. I can't fault it. Really, really nice. Now, the bracelet. 19mm lug width. But that apart, these lugs are solid. They have push pin, split pins they are, split pin adjustment with a little tool that they give you, although you're better off using one of the screw-in presses to actually do that. It's not a big difficult job to remove these links, so come out quite well. The clasp, the deployant clasp, is your Standard 2-button thingy, signed, deeply engraved actually. 2 buttons, opens up. It is milled. It's not just stamped, I don't think. It's actually quite a solid affair. It's quite micro adjust holes. All in all, quite nice. Although quite light. Decent effort though. Quite a nice oyster style bracelet. Okay, quick summary. What's good about the watch is how it looks. The sizing's beautiful, the dial is fantastic. What's bad about the watch? Well, it's only got a mineral crystal, even if it is quite well executed. And the bracelet, though lovely and well done, is 19mm lug width, so you're not going to be able to swap it out. This watch will be alright on leather, but it's not going to be alright to find another bracelet for it. Lastly, and quite importantly, the stuff that's written on the dial and on the back of the watch with the allusions to diving is just pure drivel. I went for this watch purely by its looks. It's a gorgeous watch, and whether you pick the ice blue or the white, I don't think you'll be disappointed. But as usual, you pay your money and you make your choice. Until the next time, bye bye for now.